I don't have the meeting in focus right now, so it's no worries. This thing, you got it. All right. Ready to go? Good evening, everybody. Good evening, all. Welcome to the March meeting of the Arlington County Democratic Committee. We're going to get things started right now. We've got a lot of business to take care of, and don't want to keep anyone past their time today. All right, welcome all. Please follow accepted COVID guidelines if you're feeling symptoms. Hopefully you're watching from home. Otherwise, feel free to mask up. Thank you all for being here. Hello. Arlington Democrats is an open and inclusive community. Everyone is welcome here. We work to elect Democrats up and down the ballot, register voters, and increase participation to build our democratic organization. We engage each other with dignity and respect and work to gain understanding about one another and exemplify the best of our democratic values to foster equity and unity within our community. We got a packed agenda tonight. We got a few announcements to make, and then we're going to go straight to candidate speech. We have one candidate speaking tonight, J.D. Julius Spain, who will be up here in a few short minutes. So first up, we got a Blue Victory Dinner announcement, and I think our finance chair, Tony Weaver, is going to come up and say just a couple short words.
Hey there, I'm your finance chair, as Steve has said. A few words about Blue Victory Dinner. We gotta get those sales up, folks. This is a tough year. We need you to support us for Blue Victory April 20th. It is going to be a fantastic event. Many of you have bought tickets already. Some of you have not. Those who have not, I encourage you to jump on the Arlington Democrats website and purchase that ticket. While you're on there, sign up for the Roosevelt and Obama Society and help get Democrats elected all throughout Arlington and Virginia. Thank you very much. And Steve, we also have awards nominations. Email has gone out. If you have a volunteer in mind who you think deserves an award, please submit that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Yep, and I will resend around the nomination sheet to everybody, and please do take some time to make those nominations. Let's see. So next up, don't forget our second Saturday breakfast. This Saturday, 9:30 a.m. We've got Sherry Conca from Sierra Club is going to join us and talk about smart growth. So you don't want to miss that really fun event. Anything happened this week? Super Tuesday came and went. We were joined by our president and vice president today, so happy to have them here with us. Joe Biden swept all 15 Super Tuesday states with 88.69% of the vote in Virginia. Definitely are much closer to knowing who our nominees are, and we know we've got a lot of work ahead of us this year to make sure Democrats stay in office. We've got a couple of appointments to confirm tonight. Our former deputy chair, Mike Heminger, Absolutely. Staying with us at voter support, voter registration, and also Karan Dalakia. Apologies if I said that wrong. Thank you, Karan, for joining us in voter protection. Right, motion to approve. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Welcome. All right, now for our candidate announcement, and I'm pretty sure we have an introducer. And please let me welcome up Charlie Conrad.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlie Conrad, and it's my pleasure to introduce tonight J.D. Spain, who's going to run for county board. Yeah, I only got 1 minute, so I'm going to use my notes. I've known J.D. for over 10 years, and like many of you in this room, you see his good works. You know that this is a good man who wants to be of service to Arlington County on the Arlington County Board. He's a Marine Corps veteran. He earned the Legion of Merit. He had a distinguished career. He's bringing those skills to Arlington, to the Arlington Democrats, to use his leadership skills to be a member of the Arlington County Board. I like this line. His unwavering support of our Democratic Party is evident in his unselfish commitment to our party and his tireless volunteer work. We need a mixture of representation on the county board, and JD has proven that he knows the issues and will lead with distinction. His courage to stand up, even when times are tough, is a testament to his unwavering commitment to our community. He has helped get everybody elected that's currently on the Arlington County Board, on the school board, and the House of Delegates. He's got my #1 vote. I hope he has your #1 vote too. Ladies and gentlemen, your next member of the Arlington County Board, J.D. Spain.
Wow. Well, thank you, Charlie, and it's great to be back home in front of my Democrats. Those of you who know me, I am a lifelong Democrat. But first, let me say happy Women's History Month to all my women in the room. I don't want to miss this, but I come to you tonight with humility to formally announce that I'm running for Arlington County Board. Listen, folks, we are one Arlington, and working together is the key to solving our community challenges. As a dedicated, decisive Democrat with 15 years of experience in this community, I am not a single issue candidate. I am determined to ensure that no one is left behind. I am running for office because trust and accountability are essential. And this is what I pledge to do: grow a vibrant and diverse economy that supports small businesses, promotes well-paying jobs and fair labor practices, builds a local talent pipeline, attracts innovative companies, and ensures our annual budget reflects the values of our community and a fair and just tax system. My wife and I have raised 3 children in Arlington Public Schools. My wife of 31 years. And in close collaboration with the school board, I am committed to supporting the children and teachers of Arlington by fully funding public schools, focusing on after-school programs, summer programs, mental health services, addressing the behavioral health crisis, and stabilization capacity, invested in substance abuse treatment and education, eradicating deadly drugs like fentanyl from our neighborhoods, confronting the underlying social drivers of health, and creating a safe and supportive environment in our public schools. I will challenge structural inequality by ensuring representation of all residents in our community, eliminating discrimination against people with disabilities, our LGBT+IA community, and immigrants, and providing opportunities for all inclusive and affordable housing options here in Arlington. Let's go. I will ensure a safe and effective justice system by providing unbiased and effective public safety practices, building a supportive work environment for first responders, boosting retention and recruitment, and strengthening retraining and oversight. I will foster environmental sustainability by reducing the county's carbon emissions, protecting our natural resources, promoting sustainable development, and getting serious about good stewardship of the environment. I will achieve these goals by actively listening to your needs, understanding your concerns, and unifying our community, collaborating with others, and taking decisive action. But I can't do it alone, Democrats. I need your help. I need your support. I need your volunteerism. I need your donation. This primary, we're about to move a market on, is about the future of Arlington and building truly a big tent party where everyone feels represented, and that is crucial. With over 30 years of proven experience, leadership, policy experience, community advocacy, I am the most qualified candidate to represent all of us. We are the Democratic Party, and I'm fighting for a brighter, more equitable future for all of us. Join me in rolling up our sleeves and getting out the vote everywhere to build a brighter Arlington. God bless you, and God bless Arlington.
Thank you.
All right, now I hate to say, the best part of the meeting is over. It's not quite, can you advance that? There we go. All right. All right, we have a few set of rules that we're gonna go over today. Now, the next thing coming up, next month, we are gonna have an endorsement vote for the 8th district seat formerly held by our dear friend Craig Hines. It is a male or non-binary seat for someone who lives in Arlington. If you are interested in running for that position, please email me at chair@arlingtondemocrats.org. Like the rules that we had last time, now I did share a link, I think, with these rules, and I do have a QR code. There you go. If you didn't read the rules in the email, but they're exactly like last time. We'll use ranked choice voting. If there are more than 2 people who file, we will hold a paper ballot vote here at the April meeting, or not here, it'll be April 3rd at Level Run Community Center at our monthly meeting. Do I have any questions or discussion about the rules for this? Executive Director?
Just like to remind everybody that the deadline.
Right, your deadline to file for this position is March 27th, same night as our steering committee meeting.
How long is the remainder of the term?
Great question. So it is to fill out the remainder of Craig's term, isn't it? So that will go until next year, the 2025, the reorg that will follow, state reorg that follows the 2025 gubernatorial election. Thank you, Bob. Yes, sir, Michael.
Do we have anybody filed for that position yet?
No one has filed as yet for that position. But please do email me if you're interested. Any other questions? Going to get a motion to approve? Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Super. Thank you so much. Now, the next set of rules we've got coming up, we just had Super Tuesday and our presidential primary. There will be a district convention on May 18th. We got to hear about that last month from our 8th district chair, Margot Horner. In the lead up to that district convention, Arlington will let people file to be a delegate for the district convention, and if enough people file, we will hold a caucus to vote for those folks who file. And I did send around a link to those rules as well. Our caucus, if it needs to be held, will be April 22nd, we'll have a run, 7 to 8 p.m. For people who have participated in this in the past, so Arlington is allocated 69 delegates and 17 alternates. If by chance only 69 people file or fewer people file, and same thing with alternates, 17 or less file, we will be able to cancel the caucus. But if more than 69 file, we can hold a caucus on April 22nd. Howard, do you, Bob?
Isn't it true that only people who are pledged to Joe Biden are eligible to run?
Correct. Thank you so much. Since we did have our presidential primary yesterday, and neither of the other two candidates reached the 15% threshold to have a delegate at the convention, all 8 of the 8th district designated delegates will be Biden delegates. So you do want to file to be a delegate for that district convention. You are filing as a Biden delegate. Rose. Sorry. Did you go? Is that it? Okay. That should be it. And if you're having trouble with the QR code, those rules are in the email reminder I sent yesterday. Any questions on these rules? Howard? Howard?
Delegate for alternate is.
Filing, thank you so much, Howard. Filing deadline to be a delegate at the 8th District Convention is April 15th at 7 p.m. And filing can be accomplished either by emailing in your filing form. Do we have a physical drop-off? Email and or hand delivery to me. I will be in the office on April 15th. Maureen. Forms will be made available as soon as we have a set of approved rules. Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve these rules?
I move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. All right, apologize for all this business, but we just do have some magisterial duties that are unavoidable. The next is one of those. Every 2 years, the state party requires that we rewrite our bylaws. I can tell you that we had a very just more of a stylistic edit, but as opposed to me speaking to that, I'm going to invite up our parliamentarian, Nancy Ojeda.
Hey everyone, I know I'm a bit of a new face, so I will just briefly introduce myself. My name is Nancy Ojeda. I moved to Arlington in 2019 to go to law school, and I live in the Clarendon courthouse area. So I'm excited to be with you all tonight to give a very brief rundown of our bylaws. I don't want to be the person who reads off the slide, so I will try to give a high level overview of some of the changes we made to this year's bylaws. First and foremost, was we updated our membership definition of protected membership to include pregnancies as well as gender identity, just to be more inclusive. This was not really a substantive change, more of a technical change. In fact, most of the changes we made this year were along the lines of technical, to update certain language, structure, etc. I will point out that one of the few substantive changes we made, which is relevant to our steering committee members, is that we imposed a 30% quorum requirement for these meetings, which is similar to other quorum requirements that we had. And we did confirm this with the larger party, and that was in line. Something else that I will flag that is a more substantive change is we updated our removal proceedings, just to require some additional notice. As well as, expanding the definition of how many people are included in the special committee when someone brings forth a removal procedure. We wanted to make sure that everyone was receiving, prompt notice as well as careful attention to their claims in a manner that would be recorded and logged for future reference. Otherwise, we just had some other clarifying changes in terms of officers. We defined what a proxy vote was, because we had some questions between that and what an electronic vote is. And updated some language regarding how our bylaws are submitted. If anyone has any additional questions or if they have any comments on our bylaws, we will not be voting on them for a few weeks yet, so please feel free to reach out and we're happy to incorporate your suggestions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jesse. Any questions at this time? And I know a lot of people probably want some time to read these through. We'll say again, I think they were less on the side of substantive changes and more sort of organizational and clarifying changes. So I think it makes our bylaws more of a readable and easily understood document. The way this works, we offer them for your review at this meeting, and then we will vote on them at the next meeting. So we'll vote on them at April 3rd at Lever Run. If you do have questions or thoughts or ideas, please feel free to forward those to me at the interim and to Jesse or Jada. And we could compile a list and have you make a motion at the next meeting. But I think what we've done will probably be with most people's approval. So thank you for your attention to that. No motion or vote needed on that one at this time, and we'll vote next month. Last but not least, so we had a school board endorsement vote meeting on Sunday to review some of the intricacies of our online form. And that sort of brought up some other technical questions on should we add this clarifying language to the rules. Howard very kindly made some edits, and I will invite him up to describe some of those. Thank you, Howard.
All right, thank you, Steve. For those of you who perhaps are new to our monthly meetings, my name is Howard Solodky. As Steve mentioned, we did meet on Sunday, a bunch of us, to go over the school board endorsement vote rules. We're learning a little bit on the fly because we're using, as you may know, the Election Buddy software platform to tabulate the vote for for our endorsement for school board. And so, we learned a little bit more about election buddies. We made a few clarifying changes to the school board endorsement vote rules the last couple of days. I'm just going to hit the highlights. Again, it's mostly clarifying changes based upon our learning better what election buddy does as opposed to substantive changes. The first change we made to the rules was, while it's always been the case that you can obviously register online, because the election buddy system is it's an online platform, it wasn't clear that you could register to vote in the caucus online, but still decide to vote in person. So we made it clear that you don't have to do everything online if you don't want to. You can just register to vote online and then actually vote in person. Previously, the rules said that you had to submit your declaration form, your registration, if you will, one of two ways, either by submitting it online or by sending it by US mail to our PO box. We decided to add in a third method, which is you can hand deliver your registration form, your declaration form, and it's spelled out in the rules, the dates and times for actually, hand delivering your registration to vote in the caucus. There was already something in the rules about having to register to vote, to submit your declaration form to vote 48 hours before the end of the caucus. We made it clear as a general rule, you're going to vote in the caucus, you have to submit your declaration form, your registration form, if you will, at least 48 hours before you actually cast a ballot. That's to give us enough time to review your form, to make sure it complies with the rules, and to then send you an alphanumeric code pursuant, using the election buddy, voting system. So we needed to make clear that you can't vote right away once you've submitted your declaration form. You gotta wait at least 48 hours. And then just one minor thing, we have made a little bit more progress in terms of getting organized for this event. It will occur in May, at least the in-person will. We actually now have an email address for the school board endorsement vote. So I changed the email address references in the rules to now say SBEV@arlingtondemocrats.org rather than send everything to Steve's email address. Those were pretty much it. Like a lot of somewhat complicated documents, there had to be some corresponding changes to marry up with the rules that I just mentioned, but that's pretty much it. Any questions?
Jen?
So the form, we actually added in a provision that says the form will be available no later than March 17th.
But we think it's gonna be available this coming Monday. We gave ourselves a little leeway there.
Anybody else? Sarah? Great, do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye and raise your hand. Any opposed? All right, thanks very much.
Thank you, Howard, and a big shout out to Brian Atkins, who has worked tirelessly. Brian's sort of been writing out the policies and procedures manual. Brian designed the online form. Brian worked on the printout form. Brian helped advise on the rules. So we're deeply in debt to Brian for all the work he's done on this. And we're all really excited about this new sort of process and the online voting, and really want to see how far it can take us in getting out more voters and making the process better. So thank you, Brian. Thank you, Howard. And thanks everyone for considering these clarifying amendments. Let's see. Did I do that to the slides? Maybe. Now I'm going to welcome up Sarah Lanford with Precinct Operations.
I think Steve said the best part of the meeting had ended after JD's talk, but I take a little bit of offense to that. Do I have a clicker?
And clearly the best.
He did just say the best is next. I appreciate that. Well, thank you everyone for being here tonight. Before we get into a recap of what happened yesterday, I have very, very exciting news, and that is for the second month in a row, we have double digits of new people joining Precinct Ops. I think last month we nominated 15 people to spots, and this month, this is our slate of nominees, 10 folks, bringing our current freshman class to 18 new precinct captains, which is awesome. Yeah, and these are spots where we really needed folks. So huge thanks to our comms team who's been helping us push out these requests. I know Fran and I have 3 calls with people tomorrow, so we're hoping to bring you more next month. But can I get a motion to approve these appointments? Second? All in favor? Aye. And I dare you to oppose, but I'll give you the option anyway. Okay, big round of applause for these folks who are stepping up in this crucial election year. I did want to flag, we're making so much progress. We have 124 precinct captains who work year-round in Arlington. We're almost to that number, but there are a few precincts where we could really use help, and those are Arlington View, Clarendon, Dawson Terrace, Dunstan, and Monroe. So if you know folks who live there or who would like to do some extraterritorial organizing, let me know, and we will reach out to them and get them involved. So quick recap. Yesterday was primary day. Raise your hand if you went out and helped us recruit volunteers. Oh my God, look at that. Huge round of applause for y'all. I was also out there. Especially grateful for the folks who are out there in the morning. It was quite rainy and cold, so I really appreciate it. I don't have the sheets back for signups yet, but there are precinct captains in the audience who told me they recruited 26 volunteers, 23 volunteers, 5 volunteers. Those are all folks we're going to be reaching out to bring them into the fold. I heard 31 somewhere. That's great. And so we're going to bring those folks into the fold, get them fired up, get them ready to go for November, because we're going to need all the help we can get. Just looking at the numbers from yesterday, total turnout was just under 20%. It's a pretty even split between turnout for the Democrats and turnout for the Republicans. You can look at precinct by precinct data and turnout results on vpap.org. I highly recommend doing that if you're a precinct captain. You can see how you compare to the rest of Virginia. And I did want to point out that Nikki Haley won the Republican primary here in Arlington with a whopping 74% of the votes. We have a lot of reason to believe that the 10% of folks who voted in the Republican primary were casting protest votes, if you will, for Nikki Haley. I know Fran told me a lot of people were coming up and signing up to volunteer while also whispering, I voted for Nikki Haley. So that's kind of what we're thinking. That said, our turnout goal for November is 80%. In 2020, we got 79.8%. I know we can get that final 0.2%, but this is telling me that enthusiasm is a little bit low. So we have a big gap to make up over the next 7 months. And I know we can do it because we work really hard all year round here in Arlington, but I want us all to remember that 80% turnout goal as we organize for the rest of the year. Okay, next up, no rest for the weary here in Arlington. We have another primary in June, if you can believe it or not. We will be voting for our county board seats and senator and Congress. So we're doing this all again in June. I think there actually might be a higher turnout in this primary because those will be contested races. So we're hoping to do the exact same thing that we did yesterday, 7 to 10 a.m. and 4 to 7 p.m. Save the date, it's June 18th. If you know you're gonna be in town and wanna do something fun on election day, let us know, we can go ahead and get you signed up right now. We're doing the same thing, asking folks if they would like to volunteer, because of course we're not passing out sample ballots for a primary. Okay, that said, I talked about this last time, but I wanna reiterate, looking at the year ahead. Our focus for this year is building relationships with South Arlington voters, reaching out to communities we might not have been so great at reaching out to in the past. I know we have a call about organizing in South Arlington this Sunday, so stay tuned for more information about that. We've also committed within precinct ops to working with voter support to host 10 voter registration events in each of our 10 geographic areas, and then working with Beyond Arlington and our Friends at Blue Families to hold 10 postcard writing parties, whether that's to folks in Georgia, North Carolina, other parts of the state. We're committed to doing that. So I'm really excited to work with those other functional areas. Again, we're reading on June 18th. Our messenger delivery will be the last 2 weeks in September, so save the date if you like to do that. Just know we'll be coming to you then. And then of course, I know I got this date wrong on the last time I did this, but November 5th is election day. We're gonna need 700 plus folks to poll read for us across the county. I'm super excited, and I know I told y'all this last time, but I wanna wake up on November 6th knowing that I did every possible thing I could have done to help Joe Biden win this election. I don't need to tell y'all, because y'all know that this is so consequential. And it matters what we do in Arlington. A lot of people think, oh, Arlington's so blue, what's the point? Arlington is blue because we organize year round. Arlington is blue because people like y'all are here in March thinking about how we're gonna win in November, okay? So when we organize, we win. Say it with me, when we organize. Louder, when we organize. When we organize. That's what I like to hear. Okay, one last thing. We have a precinct ops book club coming up on March 25th. It'll be at the Central Library. We are reading Cast by Pulitzer Prize winner Isabel Wilkerson.
It is available pretty easily at the library. It's also available on audiobook if you have a subscription on Spotify. That's how I am reading this book. It's really great, and it has a great narrator. So I highly encourage you to read this book. I think it's a great read for both Black History Month, but also Women's History Month, and we'd love to see y'all there. And with that, I will hand it over to Steve. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sarah, and let's welcome up Kit Malinowski.
Thank you so much, Steve Baker, my chair. And it's time to move right along, not backward, but forward. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, how's everyone doing tonight? All right, I'm here, so I'm Kit Malinowski, I'm the chair of Beyond Arlington, and that is the effort to help elect Democrats beyond Arlington, and this year it's really gonna be beyond Virginia, because that's where the presidential election is gonna come down to. Now, one might not think that New York would be having one of the most fundamental elections of 2024, but it did. Rose Fabia, Steve Baker, Brian Coleman, Austin Locke, and myself, we went up there, we knocked 800 doors, and Tom Suozzi won, retaking George Santos' seat. So we're already starting off 2024 with a win. To build on the point that Sarah just made, where we organize, we win. In 2022, the New York Democrats took Long Island for granted. They took all the congressional races for granted. We lost Tom Suozzi's seat by 8 points. In 2024, we organized, we worked with Swing Left, we worked with a bunch of different progressive groups, and we won by 8 points. That's a 16-point swing in 2 years. So you might have heard that there's been some polling. What the polling does not reflect is the organizing that's going to happen between now and November. So we absolutely can win this. And I'm going to caveat the next few slides by saying that this is fluid. This race, right now, we are going to focus on North Carolina, because North Carolina, if we win North Carolina, there is no way that Donald Trump is president and our remarkable president and vice president get 4 more years. So that is why North Carolina is going to be part of our focus. But there's a few more things about North Carolina. So there's this presidential election as it stands today. It's really about 7 states. It's about North Carolina and Pennsylvania, our neighbors. And Pennsylvania has great organization, but North Carolina needs our help, wants our help, and is working with us. So to say a few words about this, this slide here is right up on Swing Left, so you can go to that website and check it out. But North Carolina also has a congressional race that we need to win, Don Davis's, which is right here, just outside of the Raleigh-Durham area. And that was a very close race, and we need to win it. It comes down to a couple counties here where not only do we have a swing congressional race, but we also have competitive state senate races. There are 5 of them, and 2 of them are in that 1st district. And these are all the numbers, and if you want to check these numbers, these are hard to see, but if you just Google Dave's redistricting, you can find all this, and thank you to Austin for showing me this website. But this area here is a place where we can go and knock doors, and we get to hit some swing House districts. So here's the thing, for our partnership with North Carolina, we can win not only the presidency, but the governor's race. And let me pause here for a moment. And anyone Google Mark Robinson? This is a man, the Republican nominee, who has said the Holocaust does not exist, who said that the kids who protested and were organized after the mass shooting were crybabies, and said that women should not have the right to vote. This is Mark Robinson, the Republican nominee for governor. Whereas the Democrats have a terrific nominee in their Attorney General, Josh Stein, who's already won statewide and can win again this time. But here's the thing, if we make calls, if we knock doors, if we send text messages, we can win the presidency, the governor's race, the lieutenant governor's race, the congressional race, the state Supreme Court race, the state Senate race, and the state House race, all with 1 call, with 1 knock, with 1 text, with 1 postcard. That is how critical this area is. So on this, I showed this slide last month, but it's worth a reminder of how effective this is. And my source for this is Get Out the Vote by Donald Green and Alan Gerber. But they show that basically each door packet we get, we get 1 vote that we wouldn't have otherwise have gotten. Every 36 phone calls we take, we get one vote that we wouldn't have otherwise have gotten. Every 71 postcards we send, we get one vote that we wouldn't have otherwise have gotten. And for every 381 texts, we get one vote that we wouldn't have otherwise have gotten. If you haven't done texting before on these campaigns, all you have to do is press the button so you can get to that 381 real quick. Here's where we're starting. This is Dante Pittman. He is running for the North Carolina House. He is the Democratic nominee. And he is organizing with the North Carolina Democrats in conjunction. So we'll be helping elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, all of those races by making calls for Dante Pittman. And this is happening tomorrow. And where is it happening? Sarah Florence and I are hosting a phone bank at our home, but there's also a link to make these calls now. And so I'm going to take it back here. My challenge for this is take a look at this list. We got knocking doors, we got phone calls, we got postcards, we got texts. Get out of your comfort zone. Do something that makes you slightly uncomfortable, because abortion is at stake, the climate is at stake, democracy is at stake. Let's do something that pushes our comfort zone, because we can win this race, but we've got to be organized and we've got to do the work so that it happens. Because when we organize, we win. So where to get started is that, so again, this is tomorrow night. That is the link for the phone bank at our house. This is the link virtually. All of this is here. In addition to the North Carolina stuff, postcards to Georgia, we've got that sign up there. We have got additional, the DNC call through there. We've got calls for the Wisconsin Democrats here. So these are all the options that are going to, if any of those appeal to you at all, even if they don't, choose the one that's least objectionable to you. And please, you can take out your phone, hit this QR code, and sign up for something here, because this is what democracy depends on. This year, we can win, but we've got to do the work. And let me end where we began. When we organize, thank you.
Thank you, Kip Malinowski.
And my chair.
Thank you, sir. All right, now I'm going to welcome up, and here's how you get a hold of Kip.
Yes.
Right there, and now I'm going to welcome up Tony Striner. Tony.
You know I was next. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Tony.
Good evening. Thank you, Kim. All right, so first of all, a little update on what we've been up to on voter support. We have been out at the courthouse doing some early voting poll reading. We had a couple snags with the emails, but we think we got that worked out. So that's good. This is a nice trial run before we get to the June primary, and then obviously towards the general elections. So thank you to all of the volunteers who came out and did some poll reading. We had 9 shifts, and all 9 shifts, we had at least one sign up. So shout out to everybody who was involved in that. Round of applause if anyone wants to. But hey, we love volunteers. So what's next is we're going to start kicking up some voter registration efforts. We've got some plans within voter support to do some structured voter registration events. But if you're a precinct captain, if you're involved in some capacity, or you just want to host a voter registration event, talk to me, and then we can get one set up in your precinct, your neighborhood, wherever. And we're doing those kind of like an ad hoc basis. If you want to host one, we'll hook you up. We'll get you the resources, the paperwork, filing, all that good stuff. Obviously, there's my email up there. I always check it. I always reply. So if you'd like to set one up, that's really the next phase of what we're doing, and I'm really excited to get that going. That's all I got for now, though. It's kind of a quiet time for us. I don't know who's next. But... nobody's coming.
All right, bringing up Zach Lennox with Outreach. Come on up, Zach.
Thank you, Steve. Good evening.
Good evening, Zach.
So I don't want to spend much time here because it's Women's History Month, so I want to let the Women's Caucus chairs spend most of the time talking. Real quickly though, as part of the outreach focus on service in the community, we're doing a couple regular service events. One, not outreach. Well, I am failing miserably. We are doing monthly food distribution at the Randolph Food Elementary Food Pantry. So if you're interested, I will send you dates. Would love folks who are interested in volunteering to join me. It'll be a really great time. Additionally, on Saturday, March 23rd, we're doing a trash tally in conjunction with Eco Action Arlington. And that'll be a nice way to get out the community, nice weather, spend some time together doing good for Arlington. Equality Caucus brunch on the Sunday the 10th, which will be a great time at Freddy's Beach Bar. And then Labor Caucus monthly virtual meeting tomorrow from 6 to 7. Okay, Brittany, you and Sarah, if you guys want to come up and speak, you are welcome to. You're great.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany and this is Sarah. We're the co-chairs of the Women's Caucus. And happy Women's History Month and International Women's Day on March 8th. I say this because of the election coming up and how women are crucial to the outcome of what is going to happen in the next 4 years or even the next 2 years. I also want to give a shout out to the members of the Women's Caucus here today. Thank you all for coming. I wrote a little speech. I hope it's okay. It's like maybe 2 minutes. I feel like it's really important. To the women who are here today and virtually, to the women who are here today and virtually, you're constantly hard at work, and you know why women need to be involved in these elections, especially this year. We know the Republican Party has gone too far with women's rights. And I just want to share how I felt when Roe versus Wade happened or was stricken. My heart sank that day, and I'm sure yours did too. The next day, I was waiting outside an auto body shop, watching people pass. And for some reason, every time I saw a man walk by, I felt less. I just felt like my rights were taken away, especially at this moment. I'm pregnant in 20 weeks. If something happened to me or the baby, abortion is life-saving. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to shake your head. I also fear for my future baby girl. I know the Republican Party won't do anything about common sense gun laws. And I was a member of Moms Demand Action, and they have put a bunch of good laws in place. Unfortunately, I don't think the governor is going to sign anything, but we're looking into 2026. Being a parent, I don't expect to go through pregnancy and raise a child and wait for that moment. I'm 34 and I waited for this moment. I don't expect to raise a family, then have a child taken away because no one in office will do anything. And we need to put the right people there. We need your help. All right. So we brought that energy with us down to Richmond last month and we attended Planned Parenthood Virginia's Lobby Day so that we could talk directly to our legislators about the legislation that's currently before us to help families, to help women, to help trans people, all get the medical care that we need. There's a lot of other opportunities to volunteer with us coming up. Brittany is leading a cohort of women and every other person who's interested in tabling at farmers markets. Right now, we're focusing on Courthouse and Columbia Pike. So if you'd like to go table with the Women's Caucus or with Outreach or with writ large, go talk to Brittany, go talk to Zach, go talk to Vidya Batu, and they can all get you helped out to help volunteer with that. We're also going to an event on March 14th, held by the Arlington Historical Society. Instead of doing our own panel, we realized that this one was a great opportunity to just go see another great panel about two women who have worked tirelessly to bring about desegregation in Arlington public schools. The panel is about Dorothy Ham and Elizabeth Campbell. So that will be at the library auditorium at Marymount University. If y'all would like to join us, come see either Brittany or I. And we were also, we don't have the date quite nailed down yet or the details, but we're also planning a viewing of a movie coming out on Netflix on Shirley Chisholm with the Black Caucus. So keep your eyes peeled. We will get more information about that forthcoming. And who should I hand this off to, Zach? All right, here's Zach.
Thank you, Brittany and Sarah, for reminding us why we do what we do. Last few things, very quickly. Disabilities Caucus, Sunday, March 17th. They're having a caucus meeting, special guest, our Congressman Don Meyer. That'll be a great time. They're also looking to expand their leadership, so if you have an interest in supporting the issues the Disabilities Caucus is advocating for, please talk to Daniel right over there. Latino Caucus. The Latino Caucus is having its March social. Its social last month was a blast. Would love if you came to this one on Tuesday, March 19th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Sabores Tapas Bar on Columbia Pike. As always, please donate your food that the Vets and Military Families Caucus will give to AFAC. And if you're interested in volunteering at the Courthouse Farmers Market on the caucus's behalf, talk to Charlie. Blue families, postcards writing. I don't think I need to say anymore. If you're interested, you know how to sign up. And that's it for me. Thank you, Steve.
Hello. For those who are new here, and along with supporting our current school board caucus this year, I'm also the president of Arlington ArlDems. So just to give an update, for February, we had our For the Love of Democracy happy hour. That was a great event. Thank you for all those who attended. And then we had our Civil and Economic Rights Forum that was hosted by our membership director, Brian Coleman. Thank you so much, Brian, for pulling together an excellent panel. And we had a delegate floor from District 2. Dr. Scott Taylor over at the Black History Museum of Arlington, and then Aderson Francois, who is a professor in civil rights over at Georgetown University. So thank you for our panelists. March events, we have dates. No, it's not March 27th. Let me pull up my calendar real quick. 20th. Happy hour is the 20th. It's the 27th. My apologies. Thank you to our donors for our trip to BAYD. We've had a couple of candidates donate, Tony Peterson and JD Spain, and then a couple of our other donors. For those who don't know, BAYD has a convention every year in Arlington. We try to bring around 20 members to wherever the convention is, and this is a time for us, for young Democrats to gather, learn more what's happening happening across the state, supporting each other for the next generation, and then some training activities. So if you'd like to support that, you can scan that QR code. The link is also up there. And other than that, so it's a quick meeting already, but I hand it over to Steve.
Thank you, Arlington Young Democrats. I've got one more announcement. I know next Tuesday is our seniors lunch at Buffs Boys and Poets. Next Tuesday we'll be featuring Libby Garvey, our county board chair. And that event is at 12 o'clock for all who want to join. How many first-time visitors do we have to an Arlington Democrats meeting? All right, let's see a few hands go up. Thank you for being here. We're gonna be finishing a little early tonight, but we've got precinct operations people right over here. If you're not currently a precinct captain, I know we've got a lot of our caucus chairs. Please raise your hand if you're a caucus chair. See a lot of caucus chairs here. Please, if you're interested in participating with one of our caucuses, don't leave right away. Stick around and talk to the folks you need to. We've got the indomitable Kip Malinowski here to tell you about all the Beyond Arlington opportunities. So thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Do stick around and meet some of these important folks that I know would love to speak with you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Dave. Steve, I just want to say hi.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Tim.
Always a pleasure.
Likewise.
Steve Robbie, I just wanted to say, I introduce myself.
Tell me again.
Oh, Robbie, well, nice to see you.
Yeah, we met.
We met during, Terry, I think. Must have been